just make sure it's up and running. I'm really high key pissed right now. Like, oh my god, I wanted something to drink before we started this. All right, yeah, all right. So we're live. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How are y'all doing today? Um, chapter 969 and 970 of One Piece. I missed out on last chapter because I wanted to wait for the official because the translations absolutely fucking sucked. But from this point forward, I'm going to be doing them on Fridays because Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays I have shit to do. Silver's just trying to get his career back on track. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna be doing the streams from on Fridays from now on. Like, regardless of what's up, Dixon? I'm gonna be doing the streams on Fridays from now on, regardless of how bad the translations are, and I'm going to move. Fuck, I just lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Something about the streams. Oh yeah, I'm going to be doing the streams on Fridays, and I'm gonna read the official on Sundays. And the following chapter, if anything was drastically different, I'll bring it up. But based off these two chapters, there's no real point in like going through them page by page like we normally do. But there is a lot of goddamn opinions regarding this shit. And when I say a lot of opinions regarding this bullshit, there are a lot of opinions. Most of them are negative. Hold on, give me a second. Okay. Yeah, there are a lot of opinions regarding this. I don't plan for this stream to be all that long, which is why it's just me and Eric in here. I'm not sure how long Eric is planning on being in here, but thank you for dropping by
Yeah,
anyway.
what's up, baby?
If y'all don't know who Eric is, he is the host of the Red Force podcast. They hosted the last
That's
Reverie.
right, the only host.
Praise the God King. Now, I feel like we could talk about these two chapters as one whole thing rather than just, two separate entities. But the one thing that I do want to ask is, how long have we been on this Capone cover story? Because I feel like it's been going on
Like
longer
10
than
chapters.
has it officially been going on longer
Maybe.
than the Orlumbus cover
Yeah,
story?
definitely longer than the Olympus cover.
Jesus fucking Christ. I
Not doing much with it, huh?
No, because where's the I had hope for it at first.
I
Now
don't even know when this is happening in the timeline.
I want to say it's happening it said that cuz when they passed the Reverie, yeah, when weren't they near the red line?
It's very confusing, but we'll see. We'll see if this story actually matters.
It's probably happening immediately after the Reverie, which is probably like along like about
Yeah,
the
I don't
same
know.
time, but who knows? Uh Rebecca and all of them aren't back at Dressrosa yet, so who knows? This shit is starting to get aggravating though. I was interested by the new Marines that they were introducing, but apparently that went nowhere. Uh People are kissing everybody for some reason. I get Dressrosa was the country of passion,
That's
but
because of the Kiss Plague. Pay attention, Druids. Because of the germ pirates.
oh
But pay
yeah.
attention, Silvers, not Druids. You used to scream at Druids.
Oh yeah, the kiss plague. But the germ pirates got no diff, didn't they?
Yeah, but the Kiss germs are
Oh
still
yeah, the
out there.
germs is still out there. It's not like a who the hell cares? I thought this was gonna
Yeah,
be
legit.
Capone's like his way to fuck off out of the new world. I
Yeah.
honestly have checked out of Capone at this point. I don't care. But the chapters, last chapter, Odin
How'd
made
you? I
some.
didn't. Yeah, I didn't get to talk to you about last week. How'd you feel about last week?
I was okay with it, depending on how this chapter played out. But
Yeah.
looking at it now, hindsight's 2020. But looking at it now, what was the point? There was a lot of shit
Well,
that they could. First
this
off,
week and last week just like compound the issue of like Odin being mishandled and just. I understand that he's supposed to have all this like growth as a character and as a man to care about his people, but like
but
it's
it
just
wasn't
not.
shown enough. It wasn't shown
It's
enough in
just
his
yeah,
time with
it just
Roger or
wasn't.
Whitebeard.
We get told basically this week by Kaido that he was turned into this kind man via Roger and Whitebeard's softness.
When in reality, we didn't see any of that. When he got back to Wano and found out that Toki had been hurt, uh,
He
it
went up
wasn't
there. Yeah.
it wasn't like he told Toki, you haven't heard the stories about who I used to be. Nothing changed. In fact, when he even went to cut
Well,
down Orochi, it wasn't a memory of Roger or Whitebeard that made him hold back. He didn't hold back. He didn't care at that point.
we didn't see the growth of his character, so we can only assume what happened, or maybe twist stuff around to make it make sense if you want to be charitable. But like,
But
I
even in
understand that like he can be multi-dimensional and still be enraged by the hurt of his family, right? But
yeah,
then he
but
comes together.
even in the panels that we did see of Odin when he was with both crews, it didn't show him changing at all. Every place he went, he was still that same I'm gonna head
Sure.
in first type of person. He was
But you
still
know, he
that Luffy kind of
cared. He
person.
cared about the crew. He cared about his family. He started to care about Wano a little bit more. I mean, he cared about Wano before he left because he decided to be the Daimyo of Kuri and clean that up.
Yeah.
So it's like it. The problem is like you have to put things together yourself in a way that's unsatisfactory and too vague for us to really care or get emotionally invested in this character.
To be honest, all of this I feel like is Toki's fault. When Odin first got back to Wano, they were Kinemon and the other scabbards were ready to tell Odin everything. They were ready to tell
Yeah.
him uh Kaido's here, Orochi's fucked up, he's slave driving everyone. Toki told him, "No, don't. Stop."
Yeah, yeah, she's like, don't be quick and rash. And Kaido tells us this week, if you were quick and rash, you probably would have won, or it would have been way easier for you to actually fight her.
Now, this is my thing.
So yeah, Toki's completely incorrect and leads to the downfall of the entire family.
If
That's basically what Oda's saying.
they're saying she basically brought up the point that if you don't let him leave, he's not going to accomplish his dream. If Odin would have just taken out Orochi, hell, at that point he had Roger with him. They could have taken out Kaido just like that.
Yeah, even if like whatever that Roger wasn't there because it was a matter for one or whatever. Like
Yeah.
Carter says this week that you would have had a way better shot if you just attacked us 5 years ago.
Yeah, because he had
And
the backing of all of pretty much the entire
well, yeah,
country.
it's because they weren't prepared for him. So basically, they were preparing for 5 years to take him out because he's such a big threat, right?
Yeah.
But like the problem is, it's just like it also brings up a whole host of questions that we don't have context for. Therefore, it doesn't matter, and we all get confused and we start arguing about nonsense points. Is just like, how strong is Odin at this point? How strong is Kaido at this point? Like I was saying this on Drew's stream before. Like Odin could be Katakuri level or he could be Roger level, and we have no idea. And the same with Kaido.
Kaido at this point in the current time, I'm definitely putting on the Emperor level. I mean, he went toe to toe with Big Mom. He has backing from Big Mom. He clashed with Shanks. Granted, we have no context to it, but they had an altercation. Back like in this
So you're
flashback,
talking about yeah the
yeah,
flashback.
in this flashback, I'm 100% willing to believe that Kaido is not as strong as he is now. Hell,
Yeah,
I
that
I would even
peop
go as far as to say that he is still stronger than Orochi. But like I've said multiple times to multiple different people, just because somebody is a little weaker doesn't mean that they're guaranteed to lose every time.
yeah.
It's
So since we don't know pretty well how strong Kaido or Odin are. We can't gauge the level of how important this cut is. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
It's like, all right, if Kaido and Odin are Roger level at this point, then this cut is insane. But I don't know. Even the way Oda chose to draw it this week was off. There was no real emphasis on the sword that's supposed to be legendary. You know,
yeah, and and to everybody who's saying it doesn't look like there's hockey on the blade, when
there is like,
I'm
what are you
looking
talking
I'm looking at it now, how can you even tell when we see the
about?
slap? He says Odin Nitoryu, and we see Kaido's face, and then next panel, Odin is so far away that there's no point. Like from, I used to draw, and I'm not even gonna make a claim to say that I was good, but with with from that perspective, what would be the point in coloring the entire thing black? Like
Well,
there,
you can see the hockey lines on the cut, so there was
yeah,
hockey. I'm so like, and this is the problem. This is why I left Roost's server right before with the stream. It's just like it's getting to the point where the people complaining about the chapter also like because everyone's mad, you can scream and yell and you seem like you know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, what are you talking about? Like Momo, him getting distracted by Momo isn't the problem. It's not even close to being the problem with this chapter
and even
or
still,
Odin in general.
even still, why are people like trying to dig too deep into, oh, he already knew about this person's abilities, he already knew Momo was at the castle. Odin, I mean Kaido
I'm a
told him,
hundred. I'm 100% fine for a father, right?
yeah, hearing your son's voice on the
Hearing
battlefield.
your son's voice and you getting distracted for a split second, right?
Yeah,
I'm
because
perfectly fine.
it's because of those reasons that he got distracted. He knew that he left his son at the castle, and if you hear your child's voice in the middle of a big fight, of course you're gonna turn to go, "What the fuck?" You're gonna
Also,
turn,
it's
and
like,
even in that
yeah,
split second, he's going to get hit.
people like, oh, Odin's an idiot, which he kind of is, but like, him getting distracted by his son isn't unreasonable. And we already know he's soft because of Whitebeard and Roger, which we were told this chapter. Do you remember that? We were told that he's soft.
And
It's
on
just
top,
like, listen, Drew, I keep on saying Drew. Silvers, it's just like if we got Odin learning to trust in other men and to like become soft like Roger and Whitebeard to learn from these great men and to understand why that is important and going wild is a mistake, right? And then we get to this moment and he's learned from his errors, right? And he has no regrets because of what he's learned from these two great men, right? That would be a great emotional scene, impact. We understand what Odin's going through. Sure, people would be mad because they wouldn't understand that a man with principles would be, willing to do this and all that shit that people like to throw around because they think they're tough men or whatever, you know?
yeah,
But it's like I
and
I can see all the plot points that Otis thrown in there to make it technically make sense, right? It technically, if you lay out all the plot points and all the panels, there's it makes sense in a
it,
technical, clean
yeah,
cut way.
bare minimum. It's the bare minimum for it to make
Yeah,
sense.
but like there's nothing for us to get invested in. There's no emotional connection to this character. There's no weight to his decisions. Like, and the best part for me, let's talk about the positive for a second. I liked Kodo this chapter, right?
I did too. A lot of
Because
people were
he
saying that it's bringing his character down for him to essentially get one shot by Odin. He didn't get one shot. Neither one of them got one shot, in my
yeah, there was
opinion.
a fight
There's a
there that
fight.
was
You see an altercation. Odin gets blown back. You see physical damage on Odin, and just
yeah,
because Odin was
and
finally able to land a blow on him doesn't mean that Kaido was literally down and
and
dead.
and you see Odin fight Prime Whitebeard and Prime Roger, and he takes attacks from Prime Roger. Like this man is no slouch. Oda just hasn't done a very good job of showing us how powerful he is.
And people are
But
saying
like,
that Odin got one shot by a whack with a club. Do we not remember what happened to Luffy
yeah,
when he
completely
went at
fucked
Kaido?
Luffy.
Like on Thriller Bark,
And
I
like,
see people arguing about it. They said, "Oh, but it's not a named attack." This is a flashback. Like, how much are you expecting to get out of a flashback?
but it wasn't even a one shot because there was a fight before that moment, right? He's already bloodied. He's already scuffed up. Both of them are. But like, see again, we get sucked into this stuff that doesn't matter. Like the like superficial. Was it a one shot or not? Like,
I
does
feel
that
like that's
really
just
matter?
I feel like that's just power scaling.
Yeah, and like again, we don't know how really strong these two dudes are, and like it doesn't really affect Kaido at all because it was 20 years ago,
Yeah.
and we saw what he did to Luffy. Uh, it's just like this is my problem with the community at the moment. Since it's so negative, people like just point out the most obnoxious things that don't matter, and
And
not really like take a good glance at what's happening under the hood. It's all superficial again.
okay, I want to address something real quick. Now, before I say this, I want it to be perfectly clear. I love Dritz to death. I really do. But damn, bro, for you to open up the stream with you actively being excited about people saying this
Yeah,
was a
it's
trash chapter, I I couldn't.
it's his turn to like enjoyment of the series
Yeah, I get
and its
enjoying
destruction.
it. I get enjoying it on a certain level, especially if you're like if you don't enjoy the writing. And first off, reading a series like Berserk and then expecting the same kind of quality
But it's not even
in One
about that.
Piece.
It's just he's actively enjoying bad chapters now.
Oh,
I can't interact with him when he's like that because it's not productive at all.
like I really do enjoy talking with Dritz. He does have like valid opinions, especially with that mindset of the writing needs to
But
be better.
like,
It you can have productive conversations. It's just that actively rooting for there to
yeah,
be
how
a
can you
bad
trust
chapter.
him when he's actively enjoying bad things? Like you can't trust his opinion anymore.
And to say that Shinobu just pops up out of nowhere and saying that she came from the castle, I think it was either last chapter or two chapters ago.
But
We saw
that was
her.
already set up.
Yeah, we saw her in the ceiling of the castle. Like she never left. We
Yeah.
knew she was
Throughout Wano,
there.
that was already set up. We already knew she was a part of the Obi-Wan Shu and defected. We already know all this stuff, so it's not out of nowhere, right? But like, I mean, the focus to give her like more than 5 panels is like at this moment is like why
We already
it
have her in the
why
present day. We
it
already
yeah.
knew that she was. We
And
already knew what she
Oda's
was
like
doing.
still trying to set up this like traitor plotline and trying to like tell us it's Shinobu when it's like it's not Shinobu.
I don't think it's Shinobu.
But like
She was willing
it's
to throw the Heart Pirates under the bus for the sake of this plan. I don't
but
think it's
like
Shinobu.
why would Oda take a club and beat you over the head with it's Shinobu who's the traitor? And like this is the problem with Wano. You see in this chapter specifically, it's supposed to be the legendary hour, right? Of the hour of legend. But he takes 10 panels to also throw in this traitor plotline. It's like, bro, just focus on one thing at a time. Like this is the build up you've been setting up for like 15 weeks now. And even more so with like characters hyping this up throughout Wano. And yet you choose to like throw in a couple other plot points when we're trying to like do this justice. It's just like it's too much. Like it's not that it's too fast. Like it's unfocused. That's the problem, right? The pace is would be fine if he chose to focus on specific things more often. But it's scattered throughout each chapter. Therefore, it just kind of like falls apart. Like it's just disappointing at this point. Like for me, I've given up on the like actual plot of Wano. You know, I'm just looking
I
forward
get
to
it.
the fights.
I get it. I'm still interested in where Wano, because I've already said my whole thing about how disappointed I was with Wano. We were hyped up for Wano country to be like this like country of strong swordsmen where you
Well,
couldn't
yeah.
you couldn't swing your arm without hitting a
Listen, bro.
swordsman.
He didn't say this was gonna be an emotional revelation. He said this
Yeah.
was gonna be make Marineford look cute. So he's talking about fight specifically, which he's planning for.
So
So
what
like,
I'm
but like,
expecting is at the fire festival, I'm not expecting it to be like Marine for where we have a clash with somebody and then just blow past them for the ultimate goal. No. People like the clashes in this fight in this big war are going to be full on fights. Whoever Zoro runs into, full fight. Whoever Sanji runs into, full fight.
it's yeah,
The goal is Kaido.
It's just Oda really needed to land this Kaido Odin stuff, and the balls just been dropped, man. That's just how it is. Like it's not good,
I feel like I
and the
feel like
whole
Oda I feel like Oda didn't really want to focus. He wanted to show what happened with between Kaido and Odin, but it really wasn't as important to him
well,
simply because
I expected the content that we got. I just expected it to be way more like shiny. Like I expected to be a massive like double page spread of like Odin
yeah,
cutting Kaido with like him charging his blades up and like having this speech and like flying up and cutting him and
yeah, I
fucking massive arc explosion and the sky splitting and shit. But
the
like we
content
just got a
is
quick
there.
cut.
The content is there. It's just the quality of the content. We're missing the double page spread. In one thing that I do agree with Dritz on is I'm starting to lose faith in Oda's ability to do sword fights because recently a lot of the sword fights have only been big big flying slashes or the decisive battle cut where
When was the
it
last time we
shows them.
got one? Was it Ryuma?
I want to say yeah, I think it was.
Yeah,
I
because
think it
Zoro
was, yeah.
rarely fights swordsmen.
I was about to
I
say
think the last
Sakakuya,
one
but
was
yeah,
Kaku. Do you count Kaku? There was a little bit of
yeah,
sword
yeah,
choreography in there.
I'll give. Yeah, it was Kaku. No, wait, Ryuma was after Kaku. Yeah, Ryuma was after Kaku.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so Ryuma was the last one. So we had Das Bones. I guess I can count that as a sword fight. It was blade on blade. It was clashing. I'll give it Mr. One. Mr. One, Kaku, Ryuma. Pika had a sword in the beginning, but that was only for like two panels at most, maybe. And then he fucked off and just started running through the ground. So yeah, at most maybe like three sword fights. And to
And
be
also,
honest,
like, people memeing they used two swords against Kaido, and
oh
like
yeah,
that's
yeah,
not even like again, that's not even the fucking problem. Stop talking about.
yeah. I want to address this in because Drixer said this in the chat. Silvers, why does Enma get the credit get the credit for cutting Kaido? Odin used his two sword style to cut him. That the reason that Enma got the credit is getting so much credit is because it's the sword that Zoro's getting. Guarantee if Zoro was getting both of those swords, the dialogue would have been a lot different. He would have said these are the blades that were used to cut Kaido, but because he was the one because he was getting Enma and Hiyori only had the right to give away Enma, she told him this is the sword that cut Kaido. This is the sword that cut Kaido. And the fact that there were two swords, it really doesn't change anything. Like it really doesn't.
Did he even use two swords?
Yeah, he did. He even
Where's the
hold on.
second sword at? There is.
Uh,
There it is.
he
Yeah,
said
there it
Odin
is.
needs to. Hold on. Wait. I'm looking at the panel. We see him crouched over. Odin Nitoryu. I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt until we get
What
like.
does Nitoriu mean? Isn't it one sword style, or is that two?
Hold on.
Nah, I guess Ichiru would be one. Nitoriu would be two,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah,
Wait.
it's two
What?
sword style.
Shishi Son Son, the one that he used against Kuma. He only used one sword for that. What did he say before it? or did he just pop up and goes she son?
I think Nitori is literally two sword style.
Yeah, each need. Yeah, it's two
Yeah,
Nitoryu.
Nitori is two. Yeah.
But in the panels, I
No,
don't really.
there's two swords on the left hand side. You can see it like crossing over each other.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I want to say. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
looking between his bow, you can see the handle of the other sword. Yeah. Yeah, two swords.
Yeah, and he's got two swords cocked up in the previous, but yeah.
Yeah, to
Um,
be honest, it really that's really it. That's really it. It's only because Zoro was getting Enma. That's the only reason Enma got so much focus. This is the sword that cut Kaido. And the fact
well,
that
yeah,
Momonosuke is holding on to Amino Habakiri, that's really the reason that it's not getting much focus.
it's
And
so fucking weird that like the sword Enma as the weapon in this flashback has not even even been called out that he has it. You know, it's not
yeah,
even like
right.
given any hype. It's just like
I mean, you got to
like
remember though,
it's this is like the first like feat with the sword we've seen. Like he didn't even fucking bother to like give Odin anything before this. Like sure he clashed with like Whitebeard, but like
I mean,
hype this man like
you got to remember though, these two swords are Wazumono grade swords, but in Wano, that's not really anything special. They're
yeah and
gravestones
yeah
with Wazumono grade
and
swords.
like this Enma has like a special property to it that we haven't seen. Like it's kind of like maybe a cursed sword in that way, where it's like it makes you use haki, but
Yeah,
like
it forces you to
it's
use
not
hockey.
really.
Sure, I'm all with that. The thing that I'm not with is people saying that it's forcing you to use this new tech.
Rio, yeah, which
All
is
right,
not true because
okay. First off, Rio is just a
I'm gonna
word
like
for
people literally don't understand how hockey works, and it's starting to get annoying.
Rio is just another word for hockey. It's the Wano word for hockey, just like
It's
mantra is the
yeah,
Skypean word for
it's a
hockey. But
it's a technique. It's not like it's a separate
But
fucking
I do get why people say Rio instead of just saying this form of
yeah, because
hockey. It's an easier way to distingush between the two.
Rio is not like a different hockey. Rio is like the technique that Luffy uses.
Yeah.
You know, it's not,
But
that's the
but
way to describe.
Enma isn't forcing you to use this technique. It's literally
But
just forcing you to use hockey. It's literally just forcing you to
it's
use
crazy.
the most amount of hockey that you can muster. Like that's
Silvers,
literally it.
am I crazy or do you remember Hyogoro literally explaining Rio the same way Zoro used it in fucking Alabasta?
Oh yeah,
He's
absolutely.
like the yeah, and how do people forget that? It's the same thing. And people are like, "What? What do you mean?" Like
It's
they're surprised.
people looked at that and went, "Oh my god, this is another level of hockey." I don't believe so. It's just
I don't,
another.
yeah,
It's a technique of using
it's a
hockey.
technique. I don't
We've
know if
seen
it's a level.
we've seen. Yeah, it's not a level. People, and that's one of the thing. That's one of the things that I had said about on Twitter before. It's community confirmation and pretty much elitism. Like people in such high places in the One Piece community,
Yeah,
they tend
I'm
to
getting tired of
confirm a
this
lot of things.
community as well, dude. Like I'm getting tired of the fucking dudes in this community.
It's not so much
It's
the community that I'm tired of. It's the fact that a lot of I'm not even gonna say a lot of us because I'm not putting myself on a high pedestal as like King of Lightning, Dritz,
it's just
and
so
Rogers
much
Fist.
agenda. There's just way too much agendaism going on where like people have an agenda and they're gonna push that agenda and twist the story to make sense, right? Like people saying that like hockey is like Rio is like another level is like basically you saying that like oh the Admirals have it and Rayleigh has it, therefore this level of power they have better hockey. And it's like
That's the
if
thing.
you really sit down and think about it, it's a way to use haki. It's not like you need to be at this level of strength to use haki because we see like Sentomaru use it.
We've seen the way Rayleigh explained hockey. One of the forms of armament hockey was one of the ways that was one of the ways that it was shown in the prison when he said it's
Yeah,
pushing, it's forcing things away. The laser beam that people assumed Rayleigh had with hockey, that is
yeah,
literally what they did in the prison. It's hitting things without making full contact. That's
yeah, and
that's
like
seriously it.
people are. We've gone this hockey tangent now, but like I think people do it basically to power scale characters where they want them to be, instead of like, sure, on the show we talk about Shanks all the time, whatever the fuck, and people are like, oh,
But
you
for
got
the
your own
most part,
agenda, but
yeah, for the
we
most part, that's
actually
really
like
a
look at
meme.
it.
For the most part, that's a
Yeah,
meme, and at the same time, you
well, I'm
actually
never
do
going to
believe
admit
it.
that,
Yeah, yeah, of course.
but
It's a
like
meme, but at the same time, you actually believe it because you looked into it.
I've said for months at this point, of course Odin is gonna one shot Kaido, and he basically did, right? It was basically an exchange of one shots. There wasn't much else. It was basically the two blows, right? But like, if you pay attention, you can predict the story pretty well, and like people get upset like when they're wrong is also a weird thing. And then I get accused of that, which enrages me to the nth degree when people are like, "You're just mad because your headcanon's wrong." It's like, I'm not
Um,
mad because like fucking my headcanon's wrong. I'm mad because of this fucking flashback with Odin. The Odin parts, like this flashback is like very good and very bad for two different reasons.
Chief D Hater said it's easy to fall into the community terms and stuff like Yonko Commander 1, 2, and 3, Admiral level, etc. Yeah, I'm not upset about
Yeah, but
about
like Chief
I'm
Hunter, listen, the Yonko and the commander levels and the emerald levels make sense because Oda structured it in that way, right? He almost every crew that is important has first, second, third commander, and they're all
yeah,
basically
about
the same level.
with the Emperor, with the Yonko commanders. What people need to understand is that every single one of the Yonko commanders have the exact same title. It's
So
just that one.
a very similar hierarchy in
Yeah,
all
it's
these
just
crews.
that one who is stronger than the others, with the exception of maybe King. King and
Like,
Ben. Well, no, Ben Beckman. Look at Big Mom's crew. All of her
like,
top people are sweet commanders. They're not right hand sweet
yeah,
commander
and like the reason
Katakuri.
for that is like you just take out everything. Just think about the system as a whole, right? Think about how Oda has set up the system. Take out all the feats, take out all your headcanon, take out all of Marineford or whatever you want to think. Think about the system, right? And how the story structure is. The emperors are the top, right? They've been saying this for years. Then the Navy had to get the warlords involved to create some semblance of balance, all right? So that implies to me that the Navy by themselves can't handle the emperors, right? So that puts them a rung below because they need the warlords to balance the sea. So then you look at the commanders. It's stated that the world is in eternal power struggle because all the emperor levels are about the same, and no one can actually make that final move to be pirate king. So you take that, right?
It took the entirety of the Marines to take on
Yeah.
one emperor.
You think about that, right? All the emperors are in this eternal power struggle. No one can get the leg up. So you basically go, all emperors are about the same. Therefore, all their crews have to be about the same. Otherwise, they'd be way outnumbered and get defeated pretty easily, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then that creates that hierarchy. Then you have the navy. Now, the navy's a bit more complex, right? Because you got Sakazuki, Fleet Admiral, and headcanon goes into Endgame. But basically, the navy required the entire navy forces, right? They called everyone in to take on Whitebeard. Everyone, right? Navy was destroyed. A lot of shit happened, right? So like, and it's not like three admirals turned up and one shot Whitebeard. Like there was a battle there.
There were
So like,
scuffles across the entire
it was
thing.
basically the entire navy versus one emperor, right? So take that in mind as well. And the warlords. The warlords were also there, you know? So it's like it's basically the entire navy plus the warlords have to take on, right, an emperor. Now the navy ultimately won that fight, therefore, you know, you
And
can argue
you can
that the
argue how
navy,
strong you believed
yeah,
Whitebeard was at that point too.
yeah, the entire navy and the warlords could take out one emperor, right? Which is fine. That makes sense. But like,
But even with
so
that,
when you think about that, how can you say an admiral is equal to an emperor when you needed the entire navy and the warlords to fight one emperor's crew?
and if you say Whitebeard was weakened at that point, that's that's still like going
And
against
like
the
people
argument.
again, like people start to bring in like you know all this complex stuff about like the animals didn't do anything, the plot, all this shit, right? But it's a battle, and every time these characters are gonna fight, it's a battle, right? With strategy and all that shit. So you got to take that into account as well. It's never gonna be straight up Whitebeard versus Akainu in a fucking empty room going at it. That's never gonna happen. But anyway, well, we're talking about this chapter. Then we got on hockey point and then scaling. This happens every time, man.
Yeah, gonna promote the silvers. Thank you, Ulrich. Hold on, let me look at the chat real quick. Oh no, but
Yeah,
yeah,
then
going back to the whole Emperor like Yonko Commander thing. People who tell me that Cracker is weaker than no Snack is weaker than Cracker. What evidence do you have of that? Oh, he lost first. He was the first one to be sent in, and then Cracker came in and finished
oh
off a
yeah,
Rouge.
and he's the
They were
fourth, and Crack is the third.
yeah, like but at the same time, I don't agree with the Yonko Commander leveling it with the exception of the strongest one. Unless there is an established hierarchy, I don't
Well, there
agree
is,
with it.
right? Because like there is though,
All of the
so it's
all
because
of the no
like
look, all of the Emperor crews are set up differently. With Big Moms, I will 100%. There's no question. Katakuri is above the other Sweet Commanders. Smoothie, I'm willing to say she's next in line simply because of that. Simply because of like her the minimal feats that we did get. That water slash, those water slashes that she were throwing. Sure, I'll be willing to give that. But Cracker and Snack, we haven't seen anything from Snack. Cracker, he can't take a hit, but he has an amazing defense. Absolute amazing defense. I'd be more willing to put Snack and I'm more willing to put Snack and Cracker literally on the same standing with different stats rather than
yeah.
Snack first and then Cracker, then Smoothie, then Katakuri because you really can't have anything to back it up. If you say, "Oh, Snack lost to a Rouge," but a Rouge was beaten down to the point where Cracker came in and just finished him off. It's not like a Rouge came in and one shot Snack. The Big Mom would have definitely killed him if he got one shot. I'm sorry. That's my belief.
And
With Shanks's crew, we know Ben Beckman is the vice captain. We know what's his name? Lucky Roo is the
the
combatant crewman.
warrior,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's the combatant crewman. Yasop's
And
the
also the
sniper.
sniper,
Yeah,
yeah.
we know though.
But
We
like
know them. We know them. And with Whitebeard's crew, he literally has them in divisions. Granted, there it was stated that your division number doesn't equal out to your strength, but Oda also said that bounty doesn't equal out to strength. But
well,
the higher a bounty is of
yeah.
characters that we've been introduced to, the stronger the person is.
It's just like people like I don't like this chapter, right? I don't like the last two chapters very much. Like I think this chapter is a little bit better than last week. But like I'm not a fan of them, but the amount of like absolute idiocy that's going on about these two chapters makes me want to defend them.
I'm not gonna go as far as to say idiocy, but I do believe that that people are blowing this out of proportion.
Fucking Drid saying Kaido's character and presence is ruined because of this chapter is retarded.
I don't get how people are saying that Kaido is brought down by this chapter. We know he was captured multiple times. Yes,
Like,
he wasn't. Yes, they tried to execute him, but they kept failing. Oh, they had admirals. Why didn't they just use admirals to kill him? When have you seen any admiral trying to execute somebody?
Silvers, it's such a dumb point. Like, I can't even begin to even just try and defend it. Like, try and even, I'm not even gonna entertain it because it's such a retarded question. Like, what are you talking about? Like, legit. It's just like, oh, why don't the admirals just stroll up and one shot Kaido when he's chained up? Because, like, what are you talking about, dude? Like legit, what are you talking about?
I never.
It's such like
The admirals are just that, admirals. They're not hangmen. They're really not. If the admirals are
first of
called
all, the Navy always executes the prisoners. We see this with Ace. They want a public showing.
if the admirals are called in, it's not to go. It's not to
It's to beat
capture the
their
person.
ass, and then they do a public execution to make them an
Exactly.
example of. Like,
And if they're
why do
not,
we need?
if there's no public execution, like in the case of Kaido, we don't. First off, we don't know how they captured Kaido. First off, it could
Yeah,
at this point it could 100% be how those slavers caught Stanson the giant for that slave auction. They literally said we caught him sleeping. Kaido was probably blacked out
yeah. We
drunk.
don't know the context. We don't know how old he was. Was this right
Exactly.
after the rocks? We don't know the law. That's fine, right? That's fine.
Exactly.
It's just like
The admirals
people.
aren't going to be called to a platform to put their fist through Kaido's chest. It's just not how things are done. If the admirals are called, it's to either beat their ass and
They're
bring
not.
them
They're
in,
not
and then
pirates.
yeah, it's either to beat their ass and bring them in, and then the admirals go back to doing to whatever they were doing, or
People like to
they're
think
sent there
like,
to kill whoever is there.
yeah. People like to think, okay, and he's like a big man and does whatever he wants, right? But
No,
he's literally a government dog that has to do all the paperwork and follow protocol, and gets told what to do. Like people spin Akainu into this character that like, oh yeah, bro, he'll literally do anything to get what he wants. Not true.
it's
All right,
really
read the
not.
story.
He is
It's
loose.
such a misread on his character
He's very
because
loose with his job, but he's not above the law, and he knows
his
that.
epithet or whatever is what is
The red, no,
something.
yeah,
No,
the dog
justice.
of,
What's
yeah.
his? It's like,
Absolute
why did I
justice or some
forget?
shit.
Absolute justice, which is basically like anyone who opposes me is not justice,
Hold on, wait, is it
right?
absolute
So
justice
therefore, they have
or
to be.
unyielding
I th-
justice? It's
I'm pretty sure it's absolute
yeah,
justice.
but either way,
You
Akainu
got to think about what
answers
that
to
means,
people.
right? It means that I follow the justice of my faction to the nth degree, right? It doesn't mean I'm a rogue. I'm a rogue combatant that'll do whatever I want. That's not what that means. To have
Akainu,
absolute justice is basically to be like a
the
Nazi soldier.
the person
It's
that
basically
I
blind loyalty to the justice. That's just
the person that I most compare Akainu's justice to is Rob Lucci. It's just that Rob Lucci is more of a sadist than Akainu is.
well, Rob
Akainu,
Lucci's basically like gets off on using and abusing power.
yeah, he likes the fight. He likes to see people suffer, but at the same time, he knows I'm an assassin. I get as long as I follow these orders, I can do what I want. Whereas Akainu knows that as long as he follows the law, the world will be a better place. It's just that he follows the law to the strictest definition, and because he believes he follows the law to that strict definition, anybody who opposes him is opposing the law. And
Yeah.
Akainu follows that to the literal fucking letter. He doesn't
I
deviate from it.
like in Marineford, Kizaru asks what the punishment is, and Sengoku confirms death by death. Right? They ask what they're allowed to do in Marineford.
Hell,
So it's
Akainu's the
like,
last one to leave the chairs. He's following his orders to the letter.
but like, well, yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. Like,
It, it's ridiculous. It gets ridiculous to the point
it
where
the basically the problem with this Odin stuff is like he was built up to be this legendary character. We expected depth, we expected emotion, well executed stuff. We expected hype action. We kind of got that with Roger and Whitebeard. We didn't get with Odin himself, and we expected like a pretty good understanding of what's going on with Kaido and Orochi. Like we still don't have that context, and how deep are we in? And we're just disappointed because like it's not like the fans hyped this up. Like we didn't hype this up.
oh,
It,
absolutely not.
it's basically every chapter, every character in the story is like Odin was hype as shit. So like And then we come down like the people of Wano still hate Odin in this chapter. So why do they turn around 20 years later for the return of Odin? Where are all these Kazuki sympathizers coming from? What's going on? Is it like is Hiyori spreading the message throughout the last 20 years? Is the retainers like why do the Kazuki sympathizers even exist? This man failed them twice. He let them suffer for 5 years, and then he failed. And in this chapter, they hate him. Does he make some magic speech when he's boiled for them to turn around? Maybe. But what? Again, we have to wait.
Or in all honesty, the only thing that I'm willing to accept at this point is that Odin, that back then they were bad mouthing Odin, and at this point in time they've come to realize he was literally their only hope. They realized the mistake way too late. So now anybody willing to fight against Odin, they'd rather fight and die now.
Silvers
Hey, I'm
does watching your Silvers does watching your country burn have keep making watching people suffer for 5 years, right?
mm-hmm.
Is that worse than casualties in war, or is it what it? Why does he wait 5 years if it's just because he doesn't want to kill people in the battle or get people hurt in the battle?
I mean, that's kind of the same theme that Oda's been rocking with a lot of arcs. Like look back in Arlong Park. Nami, they knew what Nami was doing. They were watching her suffer, and
Yeah,
when
but they
that
didn't have
very
the power to do so, Silvers. They didn't have the power to take out Arlong, right?
when they first got there, when they first saw Nami suffering, they even said that they knew from the very beginning what Nami was doing. when
Yeah, they
when
knew. Yeah,
Arlong
but
first got there, they could have risen up.
they
Same
had no chance against Arlong ever.
in just like in this arc, they back at this point in time, they really don't stand a chance.
Well,
And
they did
they did
before the
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, and that's the point that I'm making. Why wait all this time?
Yeah,
And the answer to your question is watching people suffer worse, or like what's worse, watching people suffer all this time or just going out or just having casualties in war? I'd say that they're equally like devastating, just on different levels. Whereas one of them, you're literally losing
yeah.
hundreds, thousands, maybe millions of lives all in one go. Whereas watching
And you
everybody
see,
suffer is more, it
yeah.
lasts.
And each individual had their own answer to that question, right? But the problem is we don't know Odin's answer to that question or his rationale to that question. We don't understand Odin as a man and why he's legendary.
Shadow Badger said Fade Zero explained it better.
Cause like Oda keeps on telling us that like Odin's legendary, and we're doing this for Odin, right? But like you gotta show us why he's legendary. Like you
Based
can't
off
just
of
keep on
this
saying
flashback,
things.
based off of this flashback, I like Odin. I do believe I do think that he was a strong character, but the hype that was built up, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing why this legendary status was warranted outside of him being a part of both Whitebeard and Rogers' crews.
Like it's not even like we there's no like shot of like the people of Wada witnessing this battle and believing in Odin and being like, "Oh, this man's our only savior." Like that's not even in the. Where is like the legendary Kozuki vibes? Where's like all this stuff that we were like led to believe was happening? Like, what? It's just it's just not here. Just doesn't exist. Straight up doesn't exist.
All right. Transitioning over into a lighter note though, because I am kind of getting a little depressed.
Yeah, I know, right?
I finally got. Oh well, you know what? Fuck it. I didn't. I'm
You
not even
finally
gonna
got a
sit.
hype ninja,
I finally got a decent ninja design
Shinobu.
in Shinobu, and I'm guessing this is the best I'm going to get.
There you go,
Like,
Silvers.
I put it on Twitter for the Witching Hour boy. What the fuck is that game called? Disgaea or some shit like that. The ninja,
Skya.
yeah, Disgaea, the ninja class in that game. I all I'm asking for is one, just one for the witching hour boy, just one,
So,
and I
we're
get
still
it,
gonna figure that out.
and I get it, I fucking get it. Oda's ninja designs are traditional in them just wearing like
Did you
farmer
like
rags and shit.
what about like Raiju and whatever the what about
No, the
the
Oni Wabanchu,
was there
no,
any
no,
is there any good ones in
no.
what about the
They were all lazily thrown together, just random. Okay, this is like some of the characters were based off of some like Japanese mythology, but at the same time, Oda didn't put enough care into them. Some of them were Tubby Mora from Shaolin Showdown. Other ones were just dog faced, lazy drawn people. I didn't enjoy it.
yeah.
Give me one ninja design that shows me that Oda looked at Naruto and went, I know I can do better.
He doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to, but at the same time I'm losing faith that he even can.
Anyway.
I used to love Oda's character designs. I really did. But at this point,
Luffy's armor's pretty cool though. Like Brook and Luffy looking pretty good right now. The samurai gear.
that's Luffy. Of course, we've had Luffy in samurai gear. Oda has refined that numerous times. Like to the point where I think that armor he's wearing is actually the armor from one of the cover pages, from one
Yeah,
of his
it's
color
slightly
spread.
different, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I just want one, just one. Give me the Witching Hour boy, and I will be absolutely happy. Even if it is the fucking theory that me and Christian thought of, like came up with or agree with, that it's Otoko using the money. Like she has not. I'm not gonna say ninja skill, but she can maneuver like a ninja. And she's just using the money that Hiyori scammed off
Yeah.
of assholes in the country and giving it to the people. I'd be okay, even if it's that. Just give her some kind of design, even if it's just a hat over her hair. Give her a good ninja outfit. You can't over sexualize it like you did with Nami and young Shinobu because she's a little fucking girl. She doesn't have tits to over exaggerate.
Yeah.
So give her a decent design.
Anyway,
Please.
bro, I think I've talked enough about these two chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going, it's almost at the hour mark.
At least we can look forward to the fight starting soon, please.
Pretty much.
Don't cut Oda, please. Don't go back to the present and be like, this was Orochi's plan all along to blow up the bridges. Don't give me 3 chapters on that. All right. You know, I'd be legitimately happy if somehow we just teleport to Onigashima next when we return. Like, I don't give a fuck.
I've
You know
already
why are we bothering with the plot when it doesn't matter?
I've already said my like distaste for Wano since we started here, since we got here. Cause like I said, it was hyped up to be this crazy samurai country, and we get here. Oh, that was Wano 20 years ago, or like more than 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I wanted us to get here and we walk around and like we literally have to hide. Like literally have to hide because one, the country is against us. Kaido is here. First off, I didn't want Kaido to be here, but as the story progressed, I was more in line with it. But Kaido's here. He has the country of samurai he has the country of samurai on his side, so there are people like the strength of Zoro just walking around. I would fucking love that. But at the same time, And
Yeah.
I'm still hoping for the Marines to show up, but and you know my thing with that. I want the Marines to show up because of Tashigi, but at this point I really don't see where Tashigi would fit into this. And even if she does show up, I don't think her being able to take any of these people out would give her any kind of credibility to her name because the Kaido's fucking Zoan army disappointing as shit. This Zoan army was hyped up to the point where everybody thought this was a legit Zoan army, and then we see them. We got assholes like Batman, Gazelle Man, the best smile user. has already been taken out, and that was Sheep's Head. I'm sorry, like
Yeah.
he was literally the best smile user. And then the other characters that actually have legitimate names, like Jin Rummy, instead of just fucking animal slash man or animal slash woman. Like Jin Rummy, where the hell did she go? We see that Jack's back, unless all of Jack's people are dead now. Because
Mm.
I really don't know what else to expect from Wano. All my expectations were absolutely destroyed, and not in a good way. I'm still hyped for what's to come, but
We'll just have to wait and see, bro. Like, we're just waiting and seeing, you know.
yeah, that's really just the game now. Or fuck it, it's not even the game now. That's really the game since Wano
Let's just see
started.
Luffy get that hype shit. Let's just see Zoro get that hype shit, you know.
This this
Like,
I feel
like
like Wano.
Kinemon and shit aren't even gonna get a fight. So like, what's the point, you know?
I feel like this
Like,
is just
what the
gonna be
fuck?
another it's a hype training montage for Luffy to be able to take on. If Big Mom doesn't go down this arc, and I'm still holding strong to my belief that she's going down in Elbath. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be just her in Elbath because the rest of her crew is defeated here, and she's still chasing after the Straw Hats. I feel like this is just gonna be a hype training session for Luffy to 1v1 Big Mom, and then ultimately Blackbeard, and
Yeah.
something whenever he meets up with Shanks.
All right, bro.
All right,
I
man.
think I'm
Yeah, take
yeah.
it easy.
I'll catch you later.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay attention to the comment section for a second because I've been ignoring them. All right, man. All right, let me look at the comments because I don't know how much longer I'm gonna how much longer I'm gonna be on. Ulrich said, Silvers, did you realize that Hiyori looks like Otoko this chapter? To be honest, he Oda's little girl design looks pretty much the same across the board. Look at what the hell was her name from Shellstown? Shellstown. Rika. Look at Rika in Shellstown. If you take away her hair and just replace it, her and Kid Hiyori look exactly the same. And Otoko's eyes are like absolutely rounded. So I really don't think that if you're trying to imply that Otoko is Hiyori's actual daughter, then I can't see it. I'm sorry. Yasue. I'm looking at Yasue right here. He is a grown old ass man. He is a grown man, and Hiyori is barely like a kid. Like I know Oda has age gaps within like some of his couples, like Scarlet and Kiros, but that was on like 9 years. This has got to be more than 20. And I know I ship Luffy and Hancock, but still, bruh, still have, lol, I still haven't read the chapter. Don't get Joker. What the hell, man? Wano is weird. Matthias, this chapter was worse than Fairy Tale's Natsu and Gajio versus Sting and Rouge. Sting and Rouge. I'm trying to remember that chapter because I did not read. With a lot of fairy tale stuff, I watched it in the anime, but I did read that chapter before the anime. I can't remember, bro. I can't remember, but I want to say no, but at the same time, Fairy Tale does have because Fairy Tale has some crazy bullshit. But at the same time, this kind of did make me upset. TBH, I might drop the manga and switch to anime only. Tyler, no. We don't even know why Kaido is in Wano. I mean, after the Rocks disbanded, everybody set up in different places. I mean, Big Mom already had Totland, so I'm just guessing Kaido. And my all right, Tyler, my theory is that Kaido is half human, half Aura's race, and because they were called like continent pullers, the idea or like the general consensus is that Wano is made up of a lot of different islands that were pushed together, and because on Onogashima you see that giant skull that Kaido is held up in. I think that might be the home. Like this might be the home of the Aura's race. I think this might be the original home of the Aura's race, and that's why Kaido chose to like hold up here because he's half continent polar. He's half human, half continent polar. If like there even are more of the continent polars, because I can't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did they ever say that Orange Jr. was the last of his race? I can't remember, but yeah, that's why I think that Kaido like chose Wano to like bunker down in. Sea Stone feels like the Tontada and Dressrosa. No, the tone literally what the Tontada Tyler Hawk is that if you remove them from the story, literally nothing changes. Literally nothing. You can say, oh, but if you remove the Tontadas, Moncherry, I think her name was, wouldn't be able to heal the country so they could keep running. Just have them keep running, or just to increase the severity of how bad this situation was, have some of the citizens actually die. There you go. Oh, then Leo wouldn't have been able to take out some of Doflamingo's people. If Moncherry wasn't there, he wouldn't need to take those people out. They were literally there guarding Moncherry. Don Quixote, Tashigi is getting bodied. Tashigi would just get hopped regardless. I think you mean helped. That one of the reasons that I wanted Wano to be the Wano that Oda hyped up and not this like shadow of its former self is because I wanted Tashigi to actually get some shine. If Wano was still this crazy samurai ridden like samurai infested country and Tashigi came here, she could have either gotten some training or she would have actually shown that she's capable of fucking fighting, especially if she fought a female samurai and lost. Then she can't throw the gender card. Oh, you beat me because I'm a woman, or you're looking down on me because I'm a woman. No, you got beat by a woman, and this woman isn't flaunting the fact that she's a woman in anybody's face. Like, what the fuck? Hell, you even got men in this. You even got men in this arc. Fucking Kiku, who is a woman. Who's like, yeah, Kiku's a woman. Like, what the fuck? Kiku's a man who wants to be a woman. Like he said his spirit is feminine. Like, what the fuck? You can't, like, Tashigi is looking worse and worse in my eyes the more this arc goes on. And the fact that we know CP0 was here and no Marines still have yet to show up, I'm getting real worried that the Marines are gonna show up at the fire festival, and if Tashigi is with them and she has some type of fight or altercation and she wins it, and just instantly she's a lot stronger now because of it. I'm sorry, but that's not, Tashigi doesn't deserve that. It would have been a lot better if she would have gotten the minimum like panel time to show that, yeah, I'm making some type of development. Like, as much development as Odin got in this flashback, like, cut these panels in half and do that for Tashigi. And that's how I would go about justifying her getting somewhat stronger. I mean, because Tashigi she has capability. She survived in the new world. It's just that she has a knack for taking on people out of her fucking league. She should not have gone at Law. You can't beat Law. You can't beat Law. No. Tashigi fought Monet, and yeah, that was a legitimate L. Tashigi lost. She absolutely lost. And Zoro came in and saved her. I'm not going to dispute that. But Tashigi really does have a knack for going up against people way stronger than her. She keeps like telling Zoro, "I'm going to catch you. I'm going to take that sword from you. Fucking prove it. Fucking prove it." Don Quixote Joker said to Shinobu is the traitor. I don't think so. I don't think Shinobu is the traitor. Yasue is garbage. I like this character. He was like a Jesus thing. Rayleigh is a Rouge level. Rayleigh? Fairy fail, fairy fail. Okay, I see what you're doing. Okay. I like that theory, but Oda needs to explain how Kaido and Orochi met and decided to work together. I feel like that is gonna get explained. Yeah, I do feel like that is gonna get explained at some point. Congrats on 600. Oh yeah, thank you, Virgo. I think I hit 600 a couple weeks ago, didn't I? I think I put it in my Discord. Yeah, no. I hit 600 before the end of the year. Yeah, I said that. Yeah, it's not 1,000, but hey, we made it to 600. That shit was hype. Fucking loved it. Thank you, Virgo. Hey, I'm genuinely confused. I meant Tashigi would get bopped, autocorrect, and I actually love Tashigi. If Tashigi was to come to Wano right now in the situation that we're in, she in all honesty she would get wiped. She would definitely get wiped. The way Tashigi has been written, the way that she's been shown, Tashigi would definitely get wiped. I didn't know you pulled up on that. Wait, what? Oh yeah. Tashigi getting Millie rocked. I mean, yeah, I just said that. One Piece is a better written story, but I enjoy Fairy Tail more, except for the trash final arc. Okay, Matthias. I apologize. I'm illiterate. I enjoy Fairy Tail because of the artwork and just just the fights. As far as like a written story, it's okay, but everything that was built up in Fairy Tail just it didn't land. It did not land. And to have Mavis and Zeref be reincarnated literally I they were in the last chapter. Like they were fucking teenagers who met for the first time at the party at the end of Fairy Tail. No. That means that these two people were alive when Zeref was walking around. How did nobody mistake this kid for Zeref? But yeah, and I'm not keeping up with Fairy Tail the 100-Year Quest. Every time I go on one of my manga sites and I see that there's a new chapter for it, I'll go see where it is, and go back to where I left off, or I'll just read that chapter. Like where I left off last with 100-Year Quest of Fairy Tail is, I think, something with the White Witch had taken over Fairy Tail and transported all of them to the new continent. They were on the back of like that Earth Dragon, and they were and they were fighting They were literally fighting all of Fairy Tail, and I think everybody was about to be sacrificed and some shit. Fairy Tail is trash, but One Piece is too. One Piece is on a slow decline, but I'm not gonna say it's trash. Imagine enjoying Fairy Tail more than One Piece, right? Silvers. Who wins, Tashigi or Silvers? Are you talking about Tashigi or me, or Tashigi or Rayleigh? Because either way, Silvers. Oh my god, man. Virgo, you so lame. Wait, Fairy Tail got bad hoes. I mean, yeah, Hiro Mashima, his artwork is ridiculously sexualized. And I actually like the way Hiro Mashima's artwork has evolved over time. Because, like, if you go back and look at the first chapter of, like, Rave Master compared to current Fairy Tail, it's like night and day. Hell, if there's a crossover manga between Eden Zero, Fairy Tail, and Rave Master called Heroes. and you really wouldn't be able to recognize Haru if you looked at him. If you just started Raid Master and then you looked at that crossover, you really wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be able to recognize him. Fairy Tail is still going. Yeah, Fairy Tail is definitely still going. Silver's look up Monster Hunter crossover event for Dragnalia Lost. I saw it. I have it downloaded, Ulrich. I just haven't played it yet. Fairy Fail is garbage. It's been declining for most of Wano. Wano started on a decent note. It's just that yeah, it definitely yeah, I ain't even gonna dispute it. It has been declining since Wano. And I feel like a lot of the decline for Wano is simply because of community expectations. And don't get me wrong, Oda did hype up Wano, but for the most part, it was a lot of the community going, Wano is gonna be hype, Wano this, Wano that, to the point where mid Dressrosa, a lot of people were saying we need to hurry up and get out of Dressrosa so we can hurry up and get to Wano. Then we went to Zoe. All right, we're not gonna be here that long. Let's hurry up and get to Wano. Wano, Wano, Wano. Then we find out about Sanji. Oh, we're going to Whole Cake. We get into the Seducing Woods, and then the editors come out making statements, and people think that we're in the Seducing Woods. Okay, Wano, like we're leaving here in 10 chapters. No, we're here for a fuck of a long time, and people are just constantly going Wano, 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 not appreciating the arcs that we got, building up Wano more and more and more and more. Oh, Kaido's in Wano now. Wano is this country of samurai that are strong as shit. Zoro's gonna get a new sword. This is gonna be Zoro's arc, the year of Zoro. The hype, the community expectation for Wano was so high that no matter what Oda did, I don't think it would have lived up to anything. At some point, Wano was gonna on some levels, Wano was going to disappoint tremendously. And that's why mid Whole Cake, I started tempering myself. I literally had to pull myself back going, okay, I'm hoping for the best, but I'm expecting the worst. Dressrosa, even though Zoe was tight, editor hype, yeah. I just say One Piece is trash to troll One Piece fans. Yeah, to be honest, I feel like a lot of people are doing the troll thing, but it's starting to spiral into people being serious about it. And now that people are being serious about One Piece is trash, I feel like people are starting to put My Hero in like the spotlight to go, One Piece is trash, My Hero is taking its place. And don't get me wrong, My Hero's I fucking love My Hero. I actually do. I'm rereading it and catching up as we speak. Well, not literally as we speak. I'm still looking at the One Piece chapter. But yeah, Elbaf was never promised. Nah, niggas been slandering My Hero for years. I haven't. Dobby the GOAT. Hey, no, Joker, no. Dobby is not the GOAT. Twice is the fucking GOAT. I fucking love Twice. He is the nigga. Oh my god. I'm here for One Piece, for OP. I'm here for One Piece. I'm here for One Piece for. Oh, I'm here. I'm in One Piece for story. Let me stop. World building side characters and getting answers for mysteries. I just dislike the Straw Hats. I'm here for all of that and the Straw Hats, but it seems like everything you listed, we're getting the exact opposite. We're focusing too much on the Straw Hats, and all of the side characters are getting. All right, Joker, I want to time you out because of that. Don't disrespect Twice. But yeah, I feel like we're getting too much focus on the Straw Hats, and all of the side characters are starting to get sidelined. The mysteries are getting rushed to the forefront because I feel like Oda's starting to get burned out. He said he'd like for One Piece to end in 5 years, but as we know, it's not gonna be 5 years. It's probably more like 8 to 9. Twice is just the best character in the League of Villains. Thank you, Tyler Hawk. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, I really don't know what else to expect from Wano at this point. There's the Odin flashback started off cool. This whole like altercation with Kaido, the reasoning for Kaido to be allied with Orochi, I'm not. Why not just take out Orochi? Unless there's some serious, unless the Kurozumi have some ties to the Aura's race and Kaido actually is part Aura's race, and they have a mutual respect for each other. Like there's some type of alliance between the two clans, much like the Kozuki and the Mink. I'd be willing to forgive it, but at the same time, it's not forgiving everything. Time him out. Twice is amazing, and Dobby is just there right now. I like Dobby too. Don't get me wrong, I really do. But Twice is like the Deadpool. He's like Deadpool. He's fucking hilarious. Where in My Hero are you right now? I started rereading it. My Hero, I stopped reading it week to week somewhere during the Overhaul arc. It was before they infiltrated Overhaul's base, and at that point, whenever I felt the mood, I just looked at whatever the recent chapter was, which was like once every 3 weeks. I saw Fat Gum. Yeah, I saw Fat Gum's hype moment. That shit was amazing. Um, I saw Midoriya like 100% with the backpack lowly. But yeah, I'm rereading My Hero right now. I'm at the what the fuck do you call it? Shit. It's when they first meet the fucking wind guy. That's where I'm at right now. Like where they first meet Miss Joke. As a matter of fact, I have his picture right here. Inasa. Yeah, I'm where they first meet Inasa. Do you know the requirement? Do you know the requirements to clone? Wait, what do you mean to clone? Are you talking about Twice's quirk? Silver's, oh, so you stopped where the anime currently is. Please catch up. The current arc over One Piece Wano arc, no cap. I know about the current arc. I know what's going on right now. Wait, do I know what's going on in My Hero right now? Do I know what's going on in My Hero right now? Who added me at 8:30? Yo, Smash, you funny as hell. Provisional license arc. Oh yeah, they're with Overhaul. I mean, not Overhaul. They're with no, they were with fucking Midoriya. I mean, not Midoriya. Todoroki's father. Endeavor. They were with Endeavor. Um, I read the most recent chapter where we found out about All Might's teacher's quirk, and I'm not with it. I don't care. I did not want Midoriya to get flight. Chapter releases. What is this? Read OnePiece.com. Yeah, I already read the chapter. I don't care. Like the reason that I didn't want Midoriya to get flight is because he's been working on, like when I was in high school, I used to do parkour, bare minimum parkour. I had my front flip, my J step, my back flip, and my gainer. But outside of that, oh, and my wall flip. But outside of that, like as far as traversing, I had my Kong vault, my lazy, um, my dive, my roll. I could do the bare minimum. That was it. And throughout all of My Hero, Midoriya has been working on increasing his traversal with his quirk. He's been able to jump long distances, and when he got the black whip tendrils, I was like, okay, this is gonna be even better for him in that traversal. Now with him, like ultimately being able to fly at some point is making all of that obsolete. He no longer needs it. God
Nah.
damn, bro, you loud as shit. All right, yeah, there you go. But yeah, all of that. Midoriya being able to fly, I just look at it that as he can fly now. What was the point of him learning parkour?
You got to remember, he was gonna fly anyway though, because of
How?
the air pressure. You got to remember,
That
he can run on the air once his percentages got high enough.
no, he can. That's jumping and then kicking off the air. That I'm okay with. I'm okay with. At some point, he has to come down. With this, he can literally hover in the air in one spot. I'm not with it. I don't want him to be Superman. I didn't want him to be Superman.
I
But
mean,
the way Bakugo explained it is that you're not getting like everything you're getting. It isn't necessarily a power up. It's just adding more to your kit. Everything that you're doing, I can already do. You're getting power ups, but it's more just utility rather than you learning Kamehameha. But yeah, that's where I am with my hero. Best villain is Shigaraki. I,
get caught up so I can have you on stream.
bruh, to be honest, I don't think I'm gonna be as invested in my hero enough to actually talk about it on stream. Like at
That's
all.
why though, because like you'll be that dude that's like, well, I'm not even that into the series. I just, I'm here.
I saw some of your streams, bro. The way y'all talk in there, I'm not fitting in that. Hell no. Hell no. I'm gonna pull up in that stream like, yeah, I think Bakugo is gonna get the well, psychologically and from a philosopher's standpoint, if you calculate the fucking diameter of the sun, bitch, all I said was Bakugo getting it. Diameter of the sun, what? Fuck that, no. What I will say though, I saw the My Hero movie.
Already?
Yep.
Nigga,
Same way.
shit.
It's the same way I saw Endgame 2 weeks early. We gave the manager of the movie theater that my boy work at. We gave the manager $200 and said, "Can we stay after y'all close and watch the movie?" That nigga said, "I don't care. Where's my money?" It was like 16 of us. We put the money in, and he said, "Snack bars open. Just don't get greedy." That shit was wild.
Bruh.
I ain't spoiling.
Bruh. The fact that y'all know somebody that's like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, because after the theater closes, the manager, the general manager for the theater, like the store manager, he leaves, but the ASM and all of the leads are still in the movie theater, and as long as it gets cleaned up and everything, it's good. So as soon as all of that shit is done, we go into one theater and like we just rock out. Like that's literally it. He said, "All right, just give me the money so I can at least put something on the record as to why this theater was still open." But in reality, we just bribing that nigga. He don't.
I mean, yeah, that is all it is. But hey, you got to see the film, and you got to see what you wanted to see it with.
Nigga, do you know what happens though?
I've seen a lot of details about like how the plot unfolds.
No. Fuck how the plot unfolds. I'm talking about, do you know what happens to Bakugo?
Yeah.
Nigga!
I'm ready to see that.
Nigga!
See that, bro.
Nigga! Yo! Oh my god! No. I'm gonna wait until you see the. When is the official release date?
The 26th of February, bro.
The 26th of February? I saw that shit fucking Saturday.
Yes, bro. You got plugged.
Fuck 2 weeks early. I saw that shit a month early.
Yeah, you got a plug.
Bruh, nigga. What? Oh my god!
See, you wouldn't even appreciate how good of a gift you got.
Bruh, when I tell you Midoriya and All Might at the end of fucking not here 2 heroes ain't got shit on this, nigga. Bakugo is that nigga, bro.
Dog.
I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
See, that's why we gotta get you. See, I'll do a movie stream in like a month. You can pull up to that one.
Nah, you said a movie stream. I thought you was talking about like in Discord we was gonna rabbit watch the movie. Nah, I was gonna be the loudest, most ignorant motherfucker in there.
Rabbit is trash now anyway.
I mean, not Rabbit. Fucking the hell is the new one that we switched? Cast. Wait, they brought back Rabbit?
I was using it. I don't remember. I ain't used it in a minute. It turned to trash, and then I just stopped using it back in.
No, you try to go to Rabbit, it redirects you to Cast.
Okay. Yeah, no, like Rabbit. I remember I was trying to watch like Full Metal Alchemist with this chick I was talking to. Couldn't even do that. I was like, 1 episode, bro. You can't even do 1 episode. All right. Rabbit became some bullshit, dog.
Nah, I still take Rabbit over Cast every time.
Is Cast like so? Cast is just like basically what you're saying is Rabbit became garbage, then it turned into Cast, which was more garbage, but it wasn't identified by the same name.
No, Rabbit was way better than Cast in my opinion. Like Rabbit, all you had to do was go to a website. That was it. Cast, you got to download an app or a plugin for your browser. Nah. And then it's complicated as hell to set up. This shit's stupid. All right, it's going on an hour and a half. I'm about to check out, play Monster Hunter, look for my goddamn debit card.
It's gone, bro. Just get a new one.
Nah, that's the thing. If I cancel this one and go get a new one, that's gonna be my 3rd one, ever. Shit. So I can't get another one after this.
Wait, what? What bank you fucking with?
TD Bank.
Man, you better pull up on them niggas with the blammer.
Nah, if I report it missing, I asked my boy who gave me a ride yesterday. Like, did I leave it in your car? He was at the gym, so he was gonna check. But my room legit was clean. Look on the stream. I tore everything out of my drawers, my jackets, my fucking laundry bags, and everything, looking for this goddamn debit card.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. This looks like, dog, I was trying to find something important, and now everything's dead.
Bruh, I tore everything apart because before the stream started, I was about to run across the street to the store, get me some Fruit Loops, some Pops, some teas, some chips and everything. I was about to have my weekend set. And then I went to pay for it. I opened my wallet, and my credit card was right there. And my debit card is normally in front of it. And I was like, fuck.
Pranked.
Give me a second. I'm about to go get my debit card. The store closes in like an hour. And I need to find that shit. Because I definitely do need my shit. But, alright. I'm going to end the stream. Like the video if you did. You know what? No, I ain't even going to give that. Y'all
already liked it.
Thank you. If you on YouTube, you know that you can like, comment, subscribe. That's all up to you. What you don't know that you can do from YouTube is that if you look in the description, you can find the link to the Discord. Join that, and we can talk some shit about shit.
Anything.
About shit. My Discord is dead. My Discord is dying. I don't even know why I'm telling people to join at this point, because I really just use my Discord as a fucking image bank at this point.
You know what? You're right. I gotta start using your Discord.
Or we can play Monster Hunter. If you like Monster Hunter, join my Discord. Join my Discord.
Are you playing on Xbox or are you playing on PC right now?
I'm mostly playing on PC because I got everything that I needed on Xbox. And come April, all of the DLC is going to be caught up.
Yeah.
So I may come back to Xbox at some point. I'm hoping that they put fucking cross-platform in now that the DLC is gonna be caught up, but fat chance. But yeah.
I haven't played since 6 months, so.
And Iceborne is out too.
Yeah, I need to play, but I also need to play Kingdom Hearts Remind. So.
I'm done with Kingdom Hearts. I'm not doing
Bro, what?
But all right. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Take it easy.